Welcome back to Renegade GCM. Today we have gameplay with Bonney versus Boa in the OP09 meta. So we choose to go first here. We just play a Jewelry Bonney Searcher, passing it. They play out a Law and a Sengoku. They get a Jinbei to hand. So Boa's a lot like Doflamingo with a Sun Warlord package, but some variation to it. So we're going to use our Jewelry Bonney Searcher here. We can grab a Supernova, which is looking like a 2K or a blocker. We're going to grab a 2K, Scratch Banapoo. Put one onto our Jewelry Bonney leader, swing 6 into 5 here. They take that first hit, and we just pass it over to them, leaving one Dawn open for leader effect. So we have a couple 2Ks in hand, we got a couple blockers, and we have the 8-drop kid. So our hand don't look too bad right now. We do know the opponent has the Jinbei in hand, so we assume that's coming out this turn. No, they're going to play the Trafalgar Law, the 4-drop. They're going to go 5 into life. We're going to use leader effect here to rest their blocker. And we're going to give them the 1K. And they pass it back to us. Here we're at 5 Dawn, we really don't have a play, so we're going to use a search. Grab a Cavendish. So we could play out the 2-drop Rosinati if we choose to, and pressure for 6. So we're going to go 6 into the blocker here that's rested, just to get it off the field. Then we'll play out a 2-drop blocker, Rosinati, and passing turn, leaving 1 Dawn open. Alright, so that Law they can return to their hand. If we have 6 more cards, we have to put 1 at the bottom of our deck. That's not bad. So they're going to go 7 into life here. We're going to just rest the Jinbei. I say no block. Take that first hit. So they played out the Jinbei into the Mihawk. Now they're going to swing 4 into the Bonney. We can use the Rosinati effect, but we're going to let Bonney go. Passing it back to us. We're at 7 Dawn here. We could play out... We're going to play out Cavendish, just to get some Dawn back, so we can pressure more. So it looks like we could put 3 Dawn on our leader and pressure the... We're going to pressure that Law there, so they don't put cards at the bottom of our deck. So they use the Gravity Blade to put both of our characters on the field at the bottom of our deck. So they're gonna go 5 into 5 here. We're gonna rest the Jinbei. We only have 2Ks. So we're gonna take that first hit, get another 2K. We got some good top end coming. I can say no block. Give him a 2K here. So they have 1 open Dawn. So now we're at 9 Dawn. We did draw into the 9-drop Shanks. We're going to play out the Shanks, getting rid of the Jinbei. And then we're going to pressure 5 into the Mihawk. They let that go. 7 cards in hand. We got a couple 2Ks. So they used the Gum Gum Red Rock to put the Shanks bottom of the deck. We're deploying a Jinbei and a Law, getting their Sengoku back to hand, which allows them to draw a card. And they're going to pressure 5 into life here. We're going to take that. We get a Cavendish. So here we're at 10 Dawn. We're going to drop out our kid, putting the Dawn on that, resting it. Could play out the ISO to rest like the Jinbei. But we're not going to choose. We're just going to rest it. Choose no targets. And then we're just going to attack 5 into life. We have some 2Ks to maybe protect the kid, but we need to make sure our life isn't threatened right now. So we have 3 2Ks. We have a 1K from Cavendish. Jinbei into the Doflamingo blocker. They still have 6 Dawn to work with, 4 cards in hand. Gonna use the red rock to put our kid at the bottom of our deck. Pressure 5 into life here, using leader effect to rest the law. We're gonna give him a 2K. And I got a boa swing as well. We're gonna give him the 1K from the Cavendish. So we draw into another kid here. We're gonna pressure 5 into their Jinbei, see if they want to give us a counter or use their blocker. So they give us the Jinbei. We're gonna deploy the kid, resting it, choosing no targets, and just passing the turn. So here they play Mihawk. Plays with 1 character with a cost of 7 or less bottom of the deck. Our kid's an 8 drop, so they didn't get to utilize that, which means they can't pressure our board. I mean, they did establish a 9K body, but they can't pressure our kid. And if they do choose to attack here, we'll just rest something. There's no reason for them to attack, because they have to attack kid. They realize that and just pass it back to us. So we're going to deploy out the Hody Jones here. We're going to rest their 9 and their blocker. The Mihawk and their blocker here. Put 1 on kid. We're going to attack 9 into 9. Into that Mihawk. So they're going to use the 0 drop event here with another card to give it the counter protection. Now we're going to go 9 again with our Hody Jones, which they countered. Now we're just going to go 5 into their blocker here that's rested. We'll just pass it back. We have 1 life. We have a couple 2Ks, a 1K counter. They're going to play their Law, which are not going to be able to return any of our stuff back to hand. But they did return their Jinbei, which allows them to use their leader effect to draw a card. So here they're going to put 3 onto their Mihawk. And then they put 3 on their leader. So using the way they did that, we're going to rest the Mihawk. And then we're going to just give them a 1K counter out of hand to save the law. Or to save our kid. Yeah, they should definitely swung the Mihawk first. So back to us. We're at 1 life. They're still at 4 life. Yeah, still trying to pressure through here. We have the 10 drop, which we only going to be able to lock down like 2 cards here. So we're going to try to pressure that Mihawk with the kid going 12 into 9. Which they give that to us. So we have 6 Dawn to work with. We're going to pressure 8 with life with Hody Jones. So if we play out the Basil Hawkins, that's good for protection towards the kid. So taking these lives, so now we're going to deploy. Yeah, we're going to deploy out the Basil Hawkins. It's a blocker. If they try to remove it, we can rest one of their characters. We won't be able to use leader effect this turn, but they used 4 of their Dawn for Edward Weevil. Drawing them a card. They have 6 left. They put 6 on their leader. They're going to go 11 into 8 here. We're just going to give them the blocker because now they can't pressure kid. And opponent scoops it up. Okay, so no counter, 1K, 1K. So yeah, they had a couple counter, but they didn't have enough to really get there. So then their life, they had a 2K and a 1K coming. So at this point, we probably would have, more than likely, we probably would have played a Hody Jones as another rush option. So he would have had like 4 swings. But it probably would have made more sense just to kind of pressure with what we had on the field. But yeah, Bonney was able to take on Boa Hancock here in OP09. Boa is an interesting deck. Like I said, it plays a little bit like a lot like Doflamingo, just a little bit of a twist to it. So if you like, playing a little bit different than meta, but still feel like you got a chance, Boa's good. But Bonney, super fun. It's a nice tempo deck. Likes to lock down the board when it can, take over the late game. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.